like NASCAR? Do you like a Tribe Called Quest? Well, you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like manwich and nachos? Well, then you'd love the Urban Conservative.
Do you like guns? Do you like butter? Well, you're gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Yo, what's good, son? You like pit bulls, say? You like solving Sudoku puzzles? Then you gonna love the Urban Conservative.
Hey, buddy, if your car making a sound like this, you might want to get you some power steering fluid and check out the Urban Conservative podcast.
Are you repulsed by the idea of drag queen story time at your local library, but enjoy Carol Baskin TikTok memes? Then you would enjoy the Urban Conservative.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com.
This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. Top of the morning to you. Welcome to Top of the Morning. I am Addul Ali, and thank you so much for checking out the show here on Millennium TV. We really appreciate the support. Make sure you get the app so that you can watch our shows and our content anywhere, anytime that you would like. And you can also support what we do by going over to tuconservative.com, getting yourself a membership, or reaching out to figure out how you can sponsor a season or an episode. I hope you have got yourself a good cup of coffee. As you can see, we're Marvel mugging it today. It's Marvel Mug Day around these parts. And shouts out to French Express Coffee. I got that French Express exclusive blend in my cup, so shouts out to them. And make sure you visit one of their 3 locations in Kannapolis, China Grove, and Landis, man. Shouts out to Ryan French and the whole team over at French Express Coffee. And as always, big ups to my twin brother, Raheem Soto, behind the boards. We had a great show last night on the Urban Conservative. If you missed it live, you can always go to wherever you stream your podcast. That's Apple Podcast and all that other good stuff. And if we're on a platform, if you're on a platform that we don't listen to, that we're not on, then let us know, and we'll definitely do that. Again, I want to give a big shout out to each and everybody that supports the content. Make sure if you're watching live, you jump in the comments, let us know where you're watching from this morning so we can give you a shout out. And if there's a subject or something you want us to cover here on the morning show, on Top of the Morning, don't hesitate to let us know. Now, folks, we are going to not act like we don't have the worst president in U.S. history right now. And why do I say we have the worst president in U.S. history right now? Because a president's job, folks, is to, as the executive, is to execute the laws that Congress legislates, right? And to serve as the commander-in-chief of the United States Armed Forces, to defend the Constitution and to defend the country, really. You know, as head of our military, right? As commander-in-chief of our military, you would think that a president would want to keep our borders secure, not keep people out, who want to come here and do things the right way. That is not his job, to obstruct proper legal immigration. But to defend the border from, and I'm just going to call it what it is, it's an invasion. Our country is being invaded at the southern border. And why is our country being invaded at the southern border? I'm going to point this out to you folks. That is your president. That is Joseph R. Biden. Okay, that is your president, Joe Biden, and he was on his way to Arizona. And I think a reporter asked him, he said, "Joe, are you going to make a stop at the border?" And wait till you hear his response, folks. Wait till you hear President Joe Biden's response on whether or not he's going to the border. Now, if you do have a cup of coffee in your hand, you may spill it. But I did want to read this to you just in case you think it's a joke. And this is absolutely reprehensible. We had the worst November at the border on record. Trying to hide how just bad it is, late Friday, the Biden administration released the border numbers in a news dump before the Christmas weekend. The CBP data, the Customs and Border Protection data, shows 233,740 illegal immigrants were apprehended attempting to cross the U.S.-Mexico border in November, making that the highest total for November in DHS history. That is a 332% increase from the average number of November apprehensions during the Trump administration. 322% increase. And listen to what Joe Biden had to say when asked if he was going to go to the border. Listen to this.
The border, because the more important thing going on, they're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise. The border, because the more important thing going on, they're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise. The border, because the more important thing going on, they're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise. The border, because the more important thing going on, they're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise.
Why don't you visit the border? Because there's more important things going on. Okay. That's what Biden had to say when asked why he doesn't visit the border. Because there are more important things going on. Absolutely bonkers. And like we said, in the meantime, while that's going on, you have DHS reporting the worst month on record. Drugs are flowing over the border. The illicit drugs that are flowing into the country, with only a fraction being intercepted as border officials struggle to contain the smuggling. 2,900 pounds of fentanyl. 2,900 pounds of fentanyl. 10,722 pounds of methamphetamine. Okay? Deadly rainbow fentanyl, which is designed by cartels to target children and teens, has been increasingly across the border and is now in at least 26 states. Fentanyl overdoses are now the leading cause of death for Americans 18 to 45, and synthetic opioid deaths have skyrocketed to 80% in 2 years. More than 11 million fentanyl pills have been seized, and it is in Austin, Texas, law enforcement made the largest fentanyl bust on record, seizing 25 pounds. That is 5.7 million lethal doses. In Texas, another Border Patrol agent seized 3,000 pounds of liquid meth, one of the largest amounts of liquid meth in Border Patrol history. But for Joe, there are apparently more important things going on than securing the border of his own country. Absolutely ridiculous, folks. Totally 1 gajillion% ridiculous. We need to get this under control. Republicans need to stop the circular firing squad and get it together, because if we don't go into this next 2 years prepared to handle this border, we're going to have a major problem. Could you imagine how many people would be dead if all of that fentanyl, pounds and pounds, 29,000 pounds of it, was allowed to hit American streets? And for the left, for the people on the left who care so much about minority communities and care so much about people, you wonder who this is impacting the worst. The same people that continuously vote for Democrats, the same people who continuously vote for the policies that are working against their own communities and their own well-being. Next week on the show, we're actually going to highlight some of these programs that they put in these places, these harm reduction centers, and some of the things that the left has done. You know, we all joked about Joe Biden giving people crack pipes. It's not a joke. They actually were giving people crack pipes. This administration would rather enable people to continue to use illicit drugs that are harming not only themselves, but harming their families, harming their communities. He'd rather not protect the border because they'd rather give these illegal immigrants voting rights so that the Democrats, who are losing the black vote, losing the Hispanic vote, have a new voter base of people. Well, we got to fight it. We're going to fight against it. We're going to do everything we can here at the Urban Conservative to fight against that agenda. We are going to take a very, very quick commercial break. We're going to be right back here on Top of the Morning. Don't you go anywhere. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.
All right, folks, welcome back to Top of the Morning. I'm your host, Addul Ali, and thank you so much for being a part of the show. You're watching on Millennium TV 24, Amazon, Apple, and Roku TV. Make sure you get our app so that you can watch the content on your smartphone wherever you're at, and also on your Samsung Smart TV, man. Just get that Millennium 24 app. The Urban Conservative is so proud to be a partner with Millennium TV 24. Shouts out to Noor and to Stuart and the whole team over at Millennium. This morning, folks, we just talked a little bit about Joe Biden and his work at the border. And before you see the person whose job it was to actually be taking care of the border, right? This is her actual job, what she was assigned to be doing, right? And so far we've got nothing. But it takes somebody really bold to do this, because I just, y'all got to hear this. Just listen to this.
Hello, everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. Doug.
Happy what? She said happy Kwanzaa. Hold on, wait.
Hello, everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. Doug and I send our warmest wishes to all of you this holiday season.
During Kwanzaa, we celebrate the history and heritage.
Can this not be any more cringy? Oh, look at these people's faces, bro. Rock, can you screenshot that in the background, please? Just because I want to make that a screensaver. Look at the soulless, lifeless, bewildered, cringy eyes of these people. This is absolute. Look at the cringe level. Look at what? Yo, look at that. Just. Oh, I gotta start that over. Just look.
Hello, everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. Doug and I send our warmest wishes to all of you this holiday season.
During Kwanzaa, we celebrate the history and heritage of the African American community and the African diaspora.
Growing up, Kwanzaa was always a special time. We came together with generations of friends and family and neighbors.
He looked over like, girl, you lying. You ain't so. Your daddy from I can't. I just can't. Listen. Folks, this lady's dad is from Jamaica, okay? This lady's dad is from Jamaica. Her mom is from India. Ne'er one of them people celebrated Kwanzaa. Not a ne'er one of them. Not either. The Jamaicans don't celebrate Kwanzaa, and the Indians don't celebrate Kwanzaa. Which side of the family, Kamala, was celebrating Kwanzaa? Which one? Was it the Jamaicans? Because they don't do that. Or was it the Indians? They don't do that. Neither one of them did that. You got to be bold as I don't know what to get up here and lie like that. You have to be the balls on this woman. Woo.
There were never enough chairs, so my sister and I and the other children would often sit on the floor, and together we lit the candles of the Kinara.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, I know you didn't. Yo, look at her husband's face. Look at his face. Oh my God, look at his face.
And then the elders would talk about how Kwanzaa is a time to celebrate culture, community, and family.
Yo, Rock, can somehow we get a picture of Kamala's parents up? Because this doesn't make any sense to me. This is how, wait, Was it the Indian side of the family that was doing this? Or was it the Jamaican side of the family? Could you imagine this? Me want to talk to you a little bit about Kwanzaa then. Me want to tell you a little bit about Kwanzaa. That doesn't make any sense. Or was it the mom side? I will be telling you a little bit about the Kwanzaa. No, it doesn't work. I've tried both accents. It does not work. It doesn't work. This is absolutely psychotic. And for all you idiots, and I'm calling you idiots, for all you idiots that were running around with chucks and pearls on, talking about, ooh, go ahead, Cheryl, we got a black female. She is not black, okay? What do we got to do to be in the black club? Just have brown skin? Is that what it is? Do you have to claim to listen to Tupac and Biggie to be black? I mean, what? We have been trying to figure out for years what it takes to be in the black club. We still haven't figured out what it takes to be in the black club if Kamala's in the black club. This is a load of crap. She's just...
And then the elders would talk about how Kwanzaa is a time to celebrate culture, community, and family. And they, of course, taught us about the 7 principles. My favorite principle was always the second, Kujichagulia, self-determination.
That ought to say it all, folks. And check this out. Which one of your parents was celebrating Kwanzaa, huh? I just want to know which one of them two look very Kwanzaa-ish. Her mama don't look like she do nothing about no Kwanzaa. Come on now. Y'all got to be kidding me. We cannot continue down this rabbit hole of madness with this lady. That dude's from Jamaica. Don't nothing look Kwanzaa-ish about him. That lady's Indian. We're not even gonna look. This is absolutely bonkers. It's totally bonkers. Neither one of them folks was celebrating no daggone Kwanzaa. Stop it.
The power to design your own life and determine your own future. And it is a deeply American principle, one that guides me every day as vice president.
To everyone celebrating, we hope your week is filled with love and light. From our family to yours, Happy Kwanzaa.
Oh my God. Did you see the hand motion, y'all? And from my family to yours. You know, backstage somewhere before they went there, somebody had to brief him on doing that. They were like, and make sure when you get to the love and light part that you do the hand motion. That's a symbolization of openness. So make sure you do the hand motion when you go out there and do the Kwanzaa thing. That is the cringiest thing I've ever seen. Her parents, actually, there's just no way. There's no way these people celebrated Kwanzaa. You got to be an idiot to believe that. You've got to be a special kind of stupid to believe that. The Indian family, if anything, they did the Indian stuff. They did the Jamaican stuff. They didn't do the Kwanzaa stuff. Kwanzaa wasn't even around to the 60s. Why would they be doing Kwanzaa? What about Kwanzaa? Okay, all right, check this out. If I want to talk about self-determination, I'll say self-determination. I'm not going to go kitcha cancha coochie kita. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not doing the coochie lanalingus. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, y'all. Listen, we are going to take a quick commercial break here on Top of the Morning. I've got to get some more coffee because that's just too much for me. We're going to be right back here on Millennium TV with Top of the Morning with your host, Addul Ali. We'll be right back, man.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com.
This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. Welcome back to Top of the Morning, folks. I'm your host, Addul Ali. You're checking us out here on Millennium TV 24. Also live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We really appreciate the love. Thank you so much for coming and enjoying Top of the Morning. Each and every morning, we bring you our view on things. Also, shouts out to the crew over at French Express Coffee for keeping our coffee stocked up, man. If you are in the Kannapolis, Orlandis, or China Grove area, please, and if you're visiting from out of town and you're looking for a really cool spot to get a cup of coffee, go check out our friends at French Express Coffee. Shouts out to the homeboy Ryan French and the whole team over at French Express Coffee. And folks, we've talked about Joe Biden this morning and his failure to be what we need to be, which is a president that will defend the border. 300% increase in November over what it was when the Trump administration was in. Thousands and thousands of pounds of deadly fentanyl coming into our country, thousands and thousands of pounds of liquid methamphetamine. Border towns are now seizing more drugs than they've ever seized before. God knows I had an opportunity to talk with now Senator Budd, U.S. Senator Budd from North Carolina, and Congressman Richard Hudson and others, and they will tell you it is not just drugs. It is not just people from South America coming in. You have actual people from the Middle East, terrorists. I think the list, he told me it was 62 countries that they were apprehending people from at the border. And it's absolutely psychotic that we would continue down this path. But you also have to remember, people get the representation they deserve. Our communities are starting to look like what's inside of us. And what do I mean by that? You look at some of these cities, right? I'm going to take a look at this. These are the cities, U.S. cities under Democrat control, right? These are U.S. cities that are under Democrat control. And this here is Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Oakland, California, in modern day United States of America. Okay, this is not a third world country. This is not a dictatorship. This is not South America somewhere, Venezuela, Cuba. No, this is the United States of America, Los Angeles, California in 2020, folks. That is what it looks like right there. This is what our country has been reduced to. In many cases, this is Democrat cities. Okay, we talking about cities that are Democrat controlled. Okay, and oddly enough, in these Democrat cities, people continue to vote for the Nancy Pelosi's. They continue to vote for the people who are working against their very own interests. So when we look at this, right, and we look at this, and don't, if you're holding your cup of coffee, I'm about to switch screens, so please don't drop your coffee right now. Okay, don't drop your coffee when her face pops up. What better face to describe the failure that's happening in American cities than that face, right? And the story here is that this new study has confirmed that it's not fair to refer as violent Democrat cities like Chicago and Chirac, because that would be unfair to Iraq. Iraq is safer than Chicago right now. Okay, that's nuts, right? A study from Philly and Chicago are more dangerous than Iraq. Okay, and the study was published by the JAMA Network. Researchers at Brown University and the University of Pennsylvania found that young military-age males from zip codes with the most violence in Chicago and Philadelphia had a notably higher risk of firearm-related death than U.S. military personnel who served during the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. While Chicago and Philadelphia were discovered to be the areas where males are more likely to be shot dead, researchers found during the study of 129,826 young adult men living in Chicago, Philly, New York, and Los Angeles in 2020 and 21, the most violent areas in New York City and Los Angeles were associated with less risk for young adult males than these theaters of war. What does that mean? What does that mean, folks? That basically means you have a better chance of getting shot in one of these cities. What that means is me as a black man, my brother as a black man, we're safer in a room full of white Republicans with guns than we are in some of our own neighborhoods. And that's a damn shame. That is a crying shame that we are safer amongst other people than you are in your own neighborhood. Well, you're going to make the argument black on black crime is just a right-wing talking point. Not when you factor in that the vast majority of the people committing the crimes against black people are black people. We ain't even got to talk about nothing but the 911 calls. That's all we got to mention is the 911. Who called the police and who got arrested? And it's jacked up that we have leftists, or what they call, I'm an advocate. We have all these advocates who are advocating to continue what's been going on. It's a daggone shame that you are more likely to get killed in Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Detroit than you are by going to an actual war zone. And that's what the left wants to turn our city into. This is, and look, I am not saying, I'm not even gonna call it a conspiracy, but let's look at it this way, right? You hear people say things like, oh, they want a one world government, right? They want one world government. They want this. No. It's not about a one world government. What they want to do is turn people into complete and total robots that rely on the government for everything, right? These Marxists, these socialists, these people, look, are there aspects of American society which are social in nature? Healthcare, things like that. Yeah, social service programs. They are social programs by nature. That's not socialism. Okay, but the idea here is that they want to turn us all into subservient, government dependent idiots. They're dumbing down education. They're dumbing down the books. They're dumbed down what it takes to get in the military. You see military dudes in uniform with the furry mask on. I look. I shout out to all of the people that went through the military before 1995, 96, before 98 when I got out, because we know the military changed right around 1997, right? Shouts out to everybody that knows what I'm talking about when I mention wall-to-wall counseling. when I mention blanket parties, okay? The military should be the place with the most discipline. It should be the place where people have to actually work hard. And when you see stress cards, and the drill sergeant is stressing me, yeah, because an enemy on the battlefield is going to take a stress card. But we see this happening. It is this dumbing down of our society. It is the reduction in standards that is hurting us. It is this idea. We have friends in Moore County on the school board there that said we need to hold students accountable. And they said you shouldn't punish students by ensuring that they can read. The left insists that that is punishing people. By putting them in summer school to continue to make sure that they can read, that's punishing them. And that's what we see here. That's what we're talking about in these Democrat cities, okay? We can actually make a direct connection between low rates of literacy and high rates of poverty. If you can't read, you can't work, you can't do certain things, which is why we've got to get back as conservatives, as people, even in the middle, unaffiliated folks that not Democrat, not Republican. We need to start realizing what's happening. There is a political class in this country, predominantly on the left, that wants to turn us into these idiot box TV watching government dependent idiots. And it's happening, folks. You look at these videos. We just showed the video. This lady right here, hugely responsible for what's happening in Chicago, won't take any accountability for it. Up here looking like a broke black Beetlejuice. Don't even want to take responsibility for your daggone city. Absolute shame. Folks, we've got one more story we're going to cover here on Top of the Morning. We're going to take a quick 1 minute, maybe 30-second commercial break. We'll be right back with our last story today. Get your last cup of coffee on. We'll be right back here on Top of the Morning. Don't go nowhere.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com.
All right, folks, welcome back to Top of the Morning. I'm your host, Addul Ali, and you are watching on Millennium TV 24. We really appreciate you being a part of our audience. Please send us an email, tuconservative@gmail.com. Let us know if there's a subject or a story you want us to cover either on the morning show or on Monday nights on the Urban Conservative Podcast, which you need to check out every Monday night at 8 p.m. live. You should do that. We wanted to, how do I put this? You would think, and thank God this isn't in America, but it's something that we need to watch out for. And this is really important because they're taking things too far. And if we allow the left to control the narrative here in this country and control things in this country, this is where it's heading. Okay, this is exactly where it's heading. As you can see there's a lady being approached by two police officers, right? And you would think that this lady being approached by the two police officers was doing something wrong. Maybe she had done something. Maybe she's the victim of a crime. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It just looks like a person being interacted with by the police, right? Well, here's what you got. More than 34,000 people have signed a petition after that lady you see there was arrested in a UK street. She's in the United Kingdom while praying silently in her head. I'm gonna let that soak in, folks. The lady was praying silently. She didn't have a sign. She didn't have a Jews are the devil sign. She didn't have a the white man is evil sign. She didn't have a save your baby sign. She didn't have an abortion is murder sign. She didn't have a God hates fag sign. She did nothing offensive. The lady was standing there praying. Charity volunteer Isabel Von Spruce was standing quietly on a pavement in Birmingham when she was approached, questioned, and subsequently arrested by the police. Officers received complaints from an onlooker. There you go, a Karen, an onlooker who suspected she was praying. She was not holding a sign or making any visible form of protest. The online petition, signed by, again, 34,000 people, calls for the UK Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, to intervene and demand that all charges against Ms. Von Spruce are dropped. In a video captured in an exchange that's been viewed more than 1.5 million times, the police asked her, "What are you here for today?" The lady said, "I'm just standing here." The police officer asked, "Are you praying?" To which she said, "I might be praying in my head." She was then arrested on suspicion of failing to comply with a public space protection order, in what had been branded by critics as a thought crime. She was formally arrested for breaking a public space protection order around the B-Pass Robert facility in Kings Norton, an abortion clinic, which has been the target of pro-life protesters in the past. She has been charged with breaching the order on 4 different occasions. But this video sparked outrage because it is a fact of the matter. She was standing there silently. Okay? A person can now be arrested in the UK for standing silently and praying in their head. Not holding an anti-abortion sign, not holding an anti or pro-Christian sign, not deriding or deriding or coming across as an evil person to any religion, simply standing and praying in your head. The very thought crime of praying got somebody arrested. And folks, only reason we're bringing this up here is because if you don't pay attention, if you don't get engaged, you don't get involved, you don't support groups like us that are going out there trying to wake people up, that's where we're headed to in this country, folks. We're headed to the idea of you being arrested for simply the thought, for what you do up here. We pointed out on this show how the left even attacked Candace Owens, right? They do slick things by calling her a far-right provocateur for telling people to think on their own. That's a nudge in that direction of a thought crime by calling her a provocateur as if thinking for yourself is something illegal. This lady arrested for simply praying in her head. Folks, that is scary stuff. That is very, very scary stuff. We need to stay vigilant. We need to make sure that we hold these Republicans who will now have the advantage in the House, and those who are going to do the right thing. We need to make sure we're keeping our eyes on it, because we don't need this country to turn into a place where the simple thought crime of praying will get you arrested. All right? So, folks, stay vigilant. Don't stay woke. Please do the opposite of stay woke. And I'm starting to get tired of the whole idea of woke like that. But here's what we need to do, folks. We need to continue to get out there, fight, be a part of the process, be engaged, be informed. There's still a ton of folks without power in the Midwest because of this cold snap of weather. So please keep those folks in your thoughts, your heart, your prayers. We got a couple of comments, right? That is where we are headed. They arrest preachers in the UK for teaching the word. Certified factless Jewish. So again, folks, keep your guard up, keep your eyes open. We will be back here tomorrow morning for another episode of Top of the Morning. Again, thanks for so much for all the support and the love. We will see you guys bright and early tomorrow right here on Millennium TV 24 and on the Urban Conservative. For my twin brother Raheem Soto, I'm Addul Ali. This is Top of the Morning. Y'all folks have a good day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Millennium TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV,